Right guys, welcome to the first video on this new channel, Robert, and this is starting afresh because my main channel is kind of going in one direction, which I think we're going to have to keep. So we're going to continue these flight sim videos on this new channel. So welcome back. If you do like this video and you like flight sim content, just please do hit the subscribe button. It's free and it costs you nothing. That's obviously what it means by free. But today, anyway, we're taking off from Newcastle and we're going to find this location. Now, this is somewhere that I drove to in real life, and I took that picture while I was on a walk. It's quite far away. It's over by Derwent Reservoir. If you live in the UK around this area, then you'll know where that is. So yeah, this flight was before the update for the Thunder, so although it looks like pretty clear skies, there's random thunder strikes everywhere, which doesn't really make sense, and I'm so glad that they're fixed. But anyway, we're just turning off to the left here. This video, it'll be some of real time, and we'll do some time lapse as well, just to skip through all the boring parts of the flight, because it is quite a distance away. Because I mean, it took us about an hour or so to drive, so you can imagine how long it's going to take to fly. So what we're doing here, we're actually following the main roads. So as you can see, the highway is on my left. We're just going to follow that all the way to the river, and then we'll follow the river to the reservoir, which is the easiest way to get there. So here you go. Right, so here we are by the reservoir. The reservoir is on our right, I believe, and we're just trying to figure out which road it was that I should be following. Now, I think this road on my left is the one that's highlighted the most. I'm on Google Maps on my phone when I was flying this route, and I think it was actually the road on my left. The slightly smaller road is the one that I was taking. I wasn't quite sure, so I was mostly looking at my phone here, just trying to figure out which road it was I was meant to be following, and I figured out it was this left road. Now what I need to do, I need to follow this road down for quite a bit, and then there's a bit of a turning, and that's the road we're looking for. It's Wascally Way, if you know where that is. It is quite a good walking, horse riding and stopping point for travels across the country. So what I need to do, we need to find Wascally Way, which is the road, and then we need to find the car park where that photo was taken. It's only a tiny car park, but nonetheless. So at 500 here, and I thought this coming up was the cut in that I was looking for Wascally Way, but it turns out this is just a farm road, because once I flew over it here, I realised how much of a small road it is, and I would not have been able to drive through that in real life, so that is not the road I was looking for. And then once I dipped the nose, there we go, that's the road itself there. So one thing I did notice when I was flying around this area, the land does look a lot darker than it is in real life. I'm not sure what the texturing is here, but it's definitely a lot darker. So we need to find the car park now. So what I'm doing, I'm just flying over, trying to see any signs of a car park, because I know it won't exactly be modelled in the flight sim itself, but we might be able to see a ground texture of it. I know it's a bit further down along here. Did drive quite far away down before the car park. You would actually see the car park. So what I'm going to do actually is go to the external view, check out if I can see it here. I think that is the car park back there, because this road on the right, that is kind of the like horse riding lane, so I think that is definitely the car park we are looking for. So turn back around, drop our speed, start bringing them flaps down a little bit so we can kill the speed, and we're going to have to land in the horse lane, which obviously wouldn't be possible in real life in a Cessna 172 probably. But it's definitely worth a go, because this is thick marshland. I mean, it's the moors, so it's a very thick land. Don't think you'd be able to land a plane on here. Here we go. We don't want to overshoot and we don't want to undershoot, because we don't want to go past the car park and have to turn around. Bringing it in, nice and easy. There we go. Bring it over to the left just so we don't hit them trees that's coming up. And actually that was perfect, because by the time we slow down here, we're going to be right at the car park, I think. And there we go, that is the car park, although it looks a bit off from what it looked like in real life, and these trees aren't here exactly where they were, but it looks about right, it looks familiar, it really does. There is a lot more trees than there's meant to be, but yeah, so we'll get out, we'll take some pictures, and I'll try and find what the best picture is for this. So here we are, we took a picture of the two comparisons. You can see there's quite a lot of difference. It's not super realistic, but at least the textures and everything are kind of there. But anyway, let's get ourselves back to Newcastle.
System test. Okay.
So I'm using the my new yoke, the honeycomb yoke, to fly this. So I'm not, obviously you can see I'm not moving around the cockpit pressing buttons, because I'm just doing it on the switch panel. And here I think I got stuck in the grass because it wouldn't move. So I had to really power on to get moving. was trying to see the best place to take off, and I think the main road here is probably going to be the best solution. Because back the way we came was a bit of a downhill bank. Hopefully. And this is the clearest, there's no trees, so I really wish the roads would look a bit better instead of just like a matte strip. But anyway, let's get ourselves back to Newcastle. Right, so we're back in the Newcastle area and we are going to request our clearance to land at Newcastle Airport. Since skies are clear and we're almost there now. It doesn't do it automatically if you don't have a flight plan, so it is something you've got to do manual. Airport list, Newcastle. And full stop landing, we're not doing a touch and go today.
Newcastle Tower, Robert, tray 21 is 4 miles southwest Sierra to land.
Robert, tray 21 Newcastle Tower. Make left downwind, runway 25.
There we go.
0.08 wind, 183 at 7.
So we've got to make left downwind, that's fine. We're already on the right side of the runway. Well, left side of 25, if you want to say that. And I know 25 is over to the far side of the runway. So I know this airport well enough to know exactly where I'm heading. So it is not a big deal. I'm starting to cut the throttle early just because we have got like a lot of speed. And I do want to drop that altitude. So we get a notch of flaps down as well. As you can see, the thunder is where it should not be. Thankfully it's been updated in the latest patch. So I think that should be gone now. I haven't got a Newcastle scenery installed. The one that I made, I haven't installed it.
Robert, tray 21 clear to land, runway 25. Wind 183 at 7.
Purely because ILS is not fitted in that add-on package that I made. Even though we don't need it here, but never mind. Right, so we're coming in. Pretty good. We're going in for a steep base turn here. On the final.
500.
Once I can see the runway lights, that's the point where I know exactly where the runway is. Did turn a bit too sharp and we are dropping quite a bit as well. Remember, I have no rudder pedals yet, so I'm still using the yoke bound to push the torque button to use the rudder. So once we get down, you can see things go a little bit squirrely because I'm trying to switch to the rudder while it's still trying to control the ailerons. There we go. Oh, and we're just decided to nose up for some reason. As soon as we touched, the nose just lifted. I don't know what kind of effect that was, but it was a bit of a strange one. So power up again because we don't want to be stuck on the runway in case there's any traffic coming. Waiting for clearance. But obviously at Newcastle there's only a few taxi turn-offs, so we have to wait till we get all the way down the end of the runway to turn off here. Hence why we haven't gotten any clearance for ground yet. And in the default airport there is no general aviation, so you do go into the main gates, which is quite weird since the buildings are over there and the taxiway is there, so I don't understand how that worked. But if you do want that, my add-on pack will be in the description if you want to add on for Newcastle Airport.
Robertry, 21 contact ground on 121.73.
There we go, we're getting our clearance and handoff. So turn off our landing light now, turn on our taxi. As you can see, we're turning into the main parking, but this is not where you would go in real life. Oh, we totally missed that gate there. Right, and there's something broken with the marshals as well, because they just don't work at all. It keeps telling us to keep coming forward, but there is no way I can go any further forward without chopping them up into little bits. So we'll just leave it there and do our shutdown. Obviously using my switch panel from the yoke, which is a lot more convenient. And there we go. We are down. If we went further forward, we'd knock that guy off the pushback trolley. But anyway, if you did like and enjoy, thank you very much and do subscribe.